major and an urban studies major. And I've decided to dedicate my education and my life to this fight. The first time I said that, I was 6 years old, and my father, a landlord, he was trying to get his money from a tenant who, thankfully for that tenant, was friends with the East Providence PD. And he was arrested wrongfully just for trying to get his rent on his own property.
Wow.
Arrested and humiliated, and had to spend the night in jail. And I watched my father experience that, and I said that I was going to be fighting this fight to abolish the police. They say that that statement is too radical, too extreme, but I think that what my family and what so many black people have been through is too radical and too extreme. My grandmother, who passed away April 4th at the age of 95 years old, the mother of my father, she was taken, tricked from her island of Cape Verde to go to Saint Tomé, where she stayed for 3 months doing back-breaking work, and she was one of the lucky ones who was able to get out. And she didn't get anything but a blanket for 3 months of her back-breaking work. So this is for you, Grandma. To say abolish the police. Now, I don't have much time, but the one thing I heard that made me think twice before saying that this was too extreme was that they have failed in all of their objectives. Mike Larsen, in Considering Abolition, said, despite the fact that the existing system fails in every way to achieve its own stated objectives of public safety, justice, and rehabilitation, the burden of proof often rests with abolitionists to justify our arguments in relation to a taken-for-granted punitive norm. People focus on the dangerous few, the 10% of people incarcerated that are murderers and rapists, but the other 90% who are incarcerated wrongfully are who we are fighting for. If you hear someone saying, well, what about the murders? What about the rapists? Who's going to catch them? When is the last time you heard of a police officer helping a woman in distress? A woman who was raped? You want to catch the murderers? They are the murderers these days. They are. Do not ask a black person to educate you. Educate yourself. I got my education from people like Dr. Vivian Salehana, a proud voice of the abolitionist community. She wrote Black Feminist Ontology. Look it up, read it, educate yourself. Because like Dr. Salehana taught me, these people, this building, these cops are haunted by the past. They are haunted by the fact that they came from slave catchers, they came from the plantation that were used to silence us, and they still do today. No matter how pretty the package is that they put it in, we know what it is. And we uncover that pretty package to be what it is at the end, which is slavery, which is murder, which is racism. And I say abolish the police. There is nothing else. There is no room for wrong. I know you guys have probably seen the video where a wise black man said, they took my time, they took my father's time, my father was arrested and humiliated, my grandmother enslaved, they took my grandmother's time, they took my great-grandmother's time, they took all of my time. How much time do you need for progress? How much time do you need till we abolish the police? Because that's all we have to do to stop this. Abolish police, abolish prisons. Black Lives Matter.